But we start this news hour with breaking news out of Burkina Faso, where one of the biggest massacres in years has been committed. Armed men have killed around 100 civilians in the northern part of the country. The attack happened in the village of Solhan, close to Niger. The government says that homes at a market were burned to the ground. It's the first such attack on this scale since 2015. Al Jazeera's Nicholas Huck is monitoring those developments from Bamako in neighbouring Mali. Nick, what more do we know about what happened?
Well, it was in the early hours of this morning, Adrian, that a police patrol were driving through a market like this one, except instead of seeing animals and people sitting around, what they discovered was hundreds of bodies laying around. Women, children, men. At least 100 people officially are dead, but there could be more. They saw some of the survivors, and in the market where the animals were kept, well, that was completely burned to the ground. The huts were also burned to the ground. This is, Adrian, the worst attack in Burkina Faso since 2015, when we started to see attacks claimed by the armed group, the Islamic State, in the Greater Sahara. And in fact, Adrian, while no one has claimed responsibility for this attack, there has been in the eastern part of Burkina Faso, next to this village, other attacks. Just a couple of days ago, Adrian, there was 5 boys that had their hands chopped off. What they're trying to do here, Adrian, is to signal to the population that they are the one in charge of law and order. And despite the brutality of this attack, what their aim is to say they need to answer to them rather than the state. Now, there was a military camp not far from where the attack took place, but they didn't respond. Adrian?
The violence isn't limited, though, to Burkina Faso, is it? That whole area, taking in Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, where you are right now, the security situation is dire. What's being done about it?
Well, just earlier on, we were talking to the representative of the Norwegian Refugee Council, and he was just saying that the situation is getting from bad to worse. And what this is showing is that despite the heavy security and military presence in the region, well, that is not helping ordinary people from Burkina Faso to Mali. Where I'm standing right now are people that have been displaced from the north and the center of the country. These are people that were displaced just a couple of months ago, because over there, there is communal violence between Fulani herders and Dogon villagers. And in the absence of the state, well, armed groups have found a way to come in and replace state authorities. And they're trying to recruit young herders in the absence of the state. More than 1 million people have been displaced in Burkina Faso alone. 100,000 people have been displaced in Mali alone in the last year, Adrian. These are staggering numbers. And despite the UN presence, the Sahel, the French forces that are patrolling and deployed throughout the Sahel, the situation is getting worse. And those that are suffering are the people that are living in this region, whether they are in Burkina Faso, Mali, or Niger. Adrian?
Al Jazeera's Nicholas Huck reporting live there from Bamako in Mali. For the moment, Nick, many thanks indeed.